Hello everyone, this is Crota giving you a shoutcast between oGsTop and PainKiller here on Blistering Sands. This shoutcast is sponsored by Raptor. Go ahead and check out www.raptor.com. I'll include a link in the bottom of this, in the description portion of this replay. Raptor is essentially like a Facebook for gamers, where whenever your friends log on to any particular PC gaming, Xbox Live, or even PS3 or the Wii console, you'll be able to see them and track them down and try to get them to play with you if you're looking to play StarCraft 2 or any other game. We have PainKiller now moving out with an Overlord. And now, is he going to go ahead and do the extractor trick? No, not doing the extractor trick. Just going to go ahead and set up that Zerg. Going to go get the extractor trick for the 11/10, and then train up another drone over here. Back over here, we have oGsTop, or I'll just call him Top for the rest of the match. Setting down a standard 10 supply depot. Most likely going to set up a racks over here to try to protect this front door. So we have oGsTop setting up a racks over here on this front door. We'll have another supply depot here and here to finish this off. Back over here, PainKiller, don't really see any indication if it's going to be an early hatchery or an early spawning pool just quite yet. There we go, a 14 spawning pool coming into play, so pretty standard. And now also getting gas. So that gas is coming in more of a standard as opposed to gas before spawning pool. Will not be able to get the metabolic boost as quickly, but has a stronger economy, so we'll be able to get more and more Zerglings. Back over here, we have a refinery being laid down. Most likely can get 3 SCVs immediately on that, and now upgrade to an orbital command. Not quite sure why a Top has so many queued up in this command center. Most likely should cancel them and try to build an upgrade to an orbital command as this barracks now gets done. And there we go, upgrading to an orbital command, canceling those 2 SCVs that were being queued up there and throwing down a tech lab. We now have the SCV coming out, doing some scouting, trying to figure out what exactly the strategy is. Most likely going to check over here, make sure there isn't some sort of hatchery now coming into play, as a supply depot being laid down here. So supply depot going to be laid down here, perhaps another one here as well. And now we have an early Reaper. So early Reapers coming in from oGsTop, as opposed to any sort of marine harassment. Those Reapers are not faster than Zerglings on creep, and especially if there is that metabolic boost, it has a fairly difficult time. Gonna go ahead and get up to 100 gas, and now training up that metabolic boost. So metabolic boost will be coming online for those Zerglings in just a moment. Zerglings already move at a movement speed of 2.95, so that is very, very fast units. Most units in the game have a 2.25. The Reaper also has a 2.95 as well. So that Reaper with that jetpack may be able to get off some of those kills. No, is not going to see that Zergling there. Zergling now just scooting around, and now in comes this SCV. SCV may try to throw down a bunker here. And we also have an early command center. So a command center before he even really gets anything else. And that Zergling is just going to do a complete run by. Perhaps try to take down this SCV. We have this one Reaper now sitting at 3940 food. You're going to go ahead and hop on out or jump on out and perhaps try to take down the Zergling over here. We do have this bunker now being laid down, and a Reaper sitting here to try to put a little bit of pressure. We are going to have Zerglings now move on over. Will this bunker complete in time? Down to 23 food. And now Reaper has to be forced to try to run around this bunker. Will he be able to get in there? Yes, gonna go ahead and get into that bunker, and this hatchery is gonna be in a world of hurt. Perfect distance. Top doing a great job over there. There is one Zergling in the base, but this hatchery cannot really sustain that damage for very long. Another queen needs to perhaps lay down a creep tumor, try to allow himself to be able to walk over there. No, that hatchery now canceled, as there are now double Reapers. And oh yeah, I believe that, yeah, it was canceled, and then the Reapers were able to finish off that last drone. So now PainKiller sitting on a large amount of minerals. We'll see how that works out. We do have one Zergling coming in over here. That command center will complete, and we now have a building of a Roach Warren. So the Roach Warren now coming into play. No banelings, just roaches. SCV now coming on in. We'll be able to see that that Roach Warren is being built. I believe he clicked on it, wanted to make sure it was a Roach Warren versus a banelings nest, and create the proper counter units. Over here we have oGsTop harvester count seen at 23 compared to 20 for PainKiller. PainKiller not having that extra hatchery is going to be in a little, be hurting just a little bit, as Queen's now moving out, and I'm not sure. Oh, the Queen going to go ahead and try to take some of that damage from those Reapers, and Reapers are unable to focus anywhere here. So those Reapers are still focusing this Queen. Another Queen may be able to go ahead and jump on out. Reapers trying to pull away, perhaps trying to take down this hatchery, but hatchery not going to get taken down. So as a Zerg player, bring your Queens along, have them take that focusing damage from those from the Reapers. The bunker is unable to really focus fire, and then have the Zerglings surround and destroy that bunker. Back over here, another supply depot built over here. So it's 2 supply depots up, orbital command, and now going into a 5 racks build, mass spanning Marines. We have the stim packs now being researched. Most likely the combat shield will follow as Zerglings putting pressure over here on this backdoor. Marauders need to get over there in a hurry, otherwise these destructible rocks and Zerglings will just do a complete run by there. Now we have one Marauder. One Marauder was planning on moving over but decided not to, as there is now an orbital command floating on top of a bunch of Zerglings over here. Roach is now moving out as this hatchery nearing completion, needing an additional 25 units of time. Marauders moving out to try to scare away any of those Zerglings, and that orbital command will be able to lay down, call down some mules, and try to get more and more minerals over there. But these destructible rocks now in danger of being destroyed, already down to 13 or 1300-ish hit points, as those Zerglings may be able to do a quick run on in there. We are getting more reactors, trying to train up more Marines, as now we are getting 2 additional tech labs as well. Marauders and Marines deciding to put pressure back over here, but those Zerglings see that because of this Overlord, and this is going to be very, very bad news, that those Zerglings just be able to run on in over here, splitting up Top's army. Top army taking significant damage, or Top's economy taking significant damage, as those Zerglings just being able to run around in here. Marines now holding that ground over here, as the Roaches are now finishing. We're able to finish this back door, but those Roaches deciding not to scamper up that ramp over there. We do have the PainKiller now setting the hatchery over here, and now are those Zerglings going to move on in? Yeah, Roaches now moving on in. It will be able to take down that supply depot very easily, as we have Stim Marauders coming in. We do have the concussive shells, but Zerglings now trying to be able to run around that and take down this whole entire army over here. So those Roaches still scampering in, and Top is in a lot of trouble as Roach is coming in, but we have Top now getting reinforcements very easily because of these Marauders over here. So Marauders trying to fight back against these Roaches. Roaches gonna get taken down. We need to get these supply depot lifted up. Is not lifted up, so Top is able to come on in and able to run on by over there. So that last Zergling over there unable to take down that Marauder down to 6 hit points, but with no factory we are not going to get any medevacs anytime soon. So that will be a very, very low hit point Marauder for the rest of the game. Zerglings may be able to just run on in and then hit the whole entire SCV line over here. Yeah, as Zerglings, just 9 Zerglings going to be able to run on in, deal some damage, more than about what, a dozen, almost, or what, 17 Zerglings now running on in. Marauders, Marines trying to chase them back out. Marauders do have that range with those concussive shells, but those Zerglings with that fast movement speed, able to just continue, able to just put a lot of pressure, and the mobility of PainKiller's army is really what's hurting on Top right now. Supply depot really needs to be raised up, otherwise they're going to be able to scamper on in from that backside as well. Another Overlord going to get shot down, and now Marauders and Marines coming down this center aisle, perhaps trying to put pressure on the main base of PainKiller. This supply depot has been lifted or has been raised, so those Zerglings will be forced to come over here. Marines with that combat shield most likely going to get surrounded there. So yeah, Marines now surrounded, simply going to get destroyed, but Marauders trying to deal some damage, and down goes that Queen falling to the concussive shells so quickly, as those Zerglings now going to go ahead and scamper around and take down the rest of this Marine and Marauder force armies. Both sides taking heavy losses, but Top really does not have an army any longer, sitting at 250, constantly lifting and lowering this orbital command as it's already down to 522 hit points. Zerglings can pressure in PainKiller over here, and I do not see how Top is going to be able to really recover. He does have a lot of production buildings, but he does not have the economy to really handle this. 1,000 minerals being trained, and now mass Banelings being trained on up. So 9 Banelings will be able to take down a lot of these Marines and those Marauders. These Marines and the Marauders need to press on in and try to take down these Banelings before they hatch, and no, they are going to morph on in. And now Zerglings running on in. Banelings going to be sitting there, and this is just going to be an acid ball, like just a party here as Marines fall apart left and right. Supply depots getting destroyed, SCVs falling to the wayside, and now the army of the income of Top sitting at 30 harvesters compared to PainKiller's 18. 27 to 18, and now supply locked at 51 over 46. Back over here, PainKiller has not really been power droning, so there hasn't really been no economic advantage whatsoever. Orbital Command should probably just be seated over here and try to train up more and more SCVs, as they're only seen on 27 SCVs. Zerglings now pressuring over here, so these Marines and those Marauders will be able to come on in, take down one of those Zerglings. PainKiller unable to run in from that side. So PainKiller with just mass Zerglings able to do a lot of pressure, and now more Banelings coming in, and oh, so much destruction off of so much destruction off of 2 Banelings there. Zerglings now continuing the chase. Will they be able to come back? Zerglings, very nicely done. Top now moving back through his Marauder army, making sure that those units were not there. 2 Zerglings hiding off to the north, quickly going to get taken down. And now we're going to finally have Top try to establish this base over here, as this is the only mineral patch that has been left. More Zerglings sitting here, and with no Reapers and no Hellions to deal with that large group of packed Zerglings, that's going to be a lot of damage dealt. Marines and Marauders trying to use the cliff. Zerglings unable to get a complete surround. A lot of Zerglings dancing around, very nicely done, using the terrain against his against him. And now this one Marine with only 5 more hit points. Another shot will kill him, and PainKiller running on in, trying to take down all of these SCVs, but there are no SCVs to be seen, as Top doing a great job. And now we see Top pressuring over here, so PainKiller now going to be taking a lot of damage as well. We do have Baneling Cocoons currently being made, but another hatchery going to go down. And now Zerglings able to just run on through because these supply depots were not raised, and really causing a lot of issues. Top does have a lot of energy, sitting at 155, will be able to call down a lot of mules in order to get more and more energy, as these Marauders and Marines now moving on up. 1350 mineral army left, and now more Banelings coming on in. Marauders trying to use this whole entire ramp against his opponent, trying to take down some of those units, and great job there. But one Queen being stranded over there, down it goes, and now Zerglings coming in. Banelings may be able to get another set of splash on in, leaving one Marauder up front. Down goes more and more of those units, perhaps trying to splash, and oh, very nicely done. All of those Banelings exploding on death, but not getting any Marines or Marauders. Top now taking a look at his harvester count, you're going to see all this number jump all of a sudden as he calls down more mules, currently mining with 4 mules, and now we'll be able to mine and call down another one over here, just trying to train up, trying to get more SCVs. We have Top sitting at 8 harvesters compared to 18, so both sides are not saturated. Both of them playing more of a micro small game strategy in this matchup here. We have more Zerglings, and we now are at tier 2 with no Hydralisk. Zerglings may be able, yeah, Zerglings now coming in, chasing out another SCV. More Marines trying to be trained up. Reapers would just be a decent unit at this stage in the game, as Reapers are able to essentially 2-shot any of those Zerglings. Marines now trying to run away. Marines getting split up. One Marauder and pulling back, and now nicely done. One Marine continuing to fire. That Marauder taking all of that damage with that additional 1 armor. So those Zerglings are only dealing 4 damage a hit instead of 5. Back over here, we now have another batch of Banelings ready to be hatched and morphed over here, and a lot of SCVs, or a lot of mules. So 5 mules, if those mules get taken down, there is a lot of fair amount of timer on them. You should probably just try to sacrifice them in order to get more of economy. You need to raise up that supply depot, unable to raise it, and wow, that Baneling able to explode and deal damage on top of that supply depot. Really needs to start repairing this. Actually, no, doesn't really need to repair it. Actually, that he does need to repair that, but he also needs to repair this orbital command. Perhaps move it back over here. As more and more of these sides are taking damage, SCVs now being transferred off to that north side, as drones now being transferred over as well. So we see oGsTop sitting at 7 harvesters against PainKiller's 17. So both sides taking a serious amount of damage of a PainKiller now, just with mass Zerglings still dealing a lot of damage, and this is just really too much. We do have one mule trying to repair this orbital command over here, but it's not going to really work out. Gonna go ahead and lift off, but that orbital command already down to 201 hit points there. Marines and Marauders for some reason not engaging those Zerglings, and those Zerglings will be able to take down Top's last mule over here, and with no additional SCVs and Zerglings moving on in, PainKiller is gonna take this game. Top is gonna be forced to say GG unless we have this whole entire army being able to take down this hatchery over here, and essentially this lair. If he's able to do that, he can lift off these buildings, and there is nothing that can really attack air. A nice quick scanner sweep over here reveals 1 Queen, and the army of oGsTop is still stronger, significantly stronger at this point in the game. Marauders and Marines coming on in, trying to take down this extractor, and now there's a whole entire Zergling army sitting over here. And now Zerglings do not want to engage. We have a couple Banelings coming in here, so we're gonna have a pincer attack, and PainKiller may be able to splash and get a lot of this damage. Zerglings trying to come on in, Banelings moving on in, trying to just roll on in, taking down the rest of this Marine Marauder army. And yeah, oGsTop says GG. Thanks for watching, thanks for listening, and I hope you guys enjoyed this game between PainKiller and oGsTop here on Blistering Sands.